Hi, my name is Rizky Atika binti Mujibur Rahman.
Hi, my name is Nur Shahira binti Zulfitri.
Hi, my name is Krato Ain binti Shamsul Bukhari.
My name is Shami Farah Amani binti Sama Zaman.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. I am Ala Bajisha binti Azharuddin. Nowadays, social media is commonly used by students. However, its increased use has also led to issues such as cyberbullying. This brings us to the problem statement of this study. The problem statement is, social media is widely used by students, but its increasing use has also led to the problem of cyberbullying. Although cyberbullying is often discussed, students' level of awareness and perception are still not fully understood. Factors such as gender, age, semester of study, and social media usage patterns, including time spent online, may influence how students perceive and respond to cyberbullying. Personal experience, knowledge, and coping strategies also play an important role. Therefore, this study aims to examine the factors that influence students' awareness and perceptions of cyberbullying on social media platforms.
Now, let's look at our research objectives. There are 6 of them. Number 1, to compare the difference in the main strategies between gender among CS143 students. Number 2, to compare the difference in mean perception between experiencing being victim of cyberbullying on social media. Number 3, to compare the difference between gender and estimated time browsing social media in a day among CS143 students. Number 4, to compare the difference in mean perception between experiences of being a victim of cyberbullying on social media. Number 5, to compare the difference in mean knowledge between ages. And lastly, to compare the differences in mean perception between SEM.
I'll be explaining about research of hypothesis. What is the relationship between gender among CS143 students and mean strategies? Hishna, there is no significant difference in mean strategies between gender among CS143 students. H1, there is a significant difference in the mean strategies between gender. Next, what is the relationship between experiencing being a victim of cyberbullying on social media and mean perception? Hishna, there is no significant difference in the mean perception between experiencing being a victim of cyberbullying on social media. H1, there is a significant difference in the mean perception between experiencing being a victim of cyberbullying on social media. Gender and estimated time browsing social media in a day among CS143 students. Hishna, gender and estimated time browsing social media in a day among CS143 students are independent. H1, gender and estimated time browsing social media in a day among CS143 students are not independent. Experiences of being a victim of cyberbullying on social media. Hishna, experiences of being a victim of cyberbullying on social media are independent. H1, experiences of being a victim of cyberbullying on social media are not independent. Mean knowledge and age. Hishna, there is no significant difference in the mean knowledge between age. H1, at least 2 mean knowledge between age are different. Mean perception and semester. Hishna, there is no significant difference in mean perception between semester. H1, at least 2 mean perception between semester are different.
For our methodology, the population is all diploma in mathematical sciences student at UiTM Arau. Our sample is the students who answered the questionnaire with a total sample size of 109 respondents. We used convenience sampling in the study, and the data was collected using an online questionnaire through Google Form. For data analysis, we used an independent t-test, chi-squared test, and one-way ANOVA. These tests were used to examine differences and relationships based on gender, social media time, cyberbullying experience, age, and semester. For gender distribution, we had a total of 109 respondents. Most of them were female, which is 80 respondents or 73.4%, while males were 29 respondents or 26.6%.
Now we move to analysis and finding for descriptive analysis. For age, there are 85.3% respond from 18 to 20 years old students.
Table semester shows that the majority of respondents were from semester 5, with 46 students, 42.2% out of a total of 109 respondents, indicating that most participants were in the middle stage of their academic program. This was followed by semester 3, 25 respondents, 22.9%, and semester 1, 21 respondents, 19.3%, while the remaining semesters contributed much smaller proportions. In general, the total distribution suggests that the sample was dominated by Semester 5 students, with fewer respondents from the higher semesters.
This slide shows the descriptive analysis for the estimate time spent browsing social media in a day among 109 respondents. The results indicate that the largest proportion of respondents spend between 5 to 6 hours daily on social media, which accounts for 31.2%. This is followed by respondents who spend 3 to 4 hours at 23.9% and 7 to 8 hours at 20.2%. In contrast, smaller proportions of respondents spend 1 to 2 hours, 9 to 10 hours, and more than 10 hours per day, each representing 8.3%. Overall, the findings suggest that most respondents spend a moderate to high amount of time on social media, highlighting its significant role in their daily routine.
Now we move to analysis and finding for inferential analysis. First, we want to determine if there is a relationship between gender among CS143 students and mean strategies. Since the p-value 0.235 greater than alpha 0.05, we fail to reject H null. We can conclude that the variances are equal. Therefore, we refer to equal variances assumed. H naught, there is no significant difference in the mean strategies between gender among CS143 students. H1, there is a significant difference in the mean strategies between gender among CS143 students. Since the p-value 0.003 less than 0.05, we reject H null. We can conclude that there is a significant difference in the mean strategies between gender among CS143 students. Based on the 95% confidence interval, the interval does not include 0, indicating a significant difference. The negative mean difference shows that female students have higher mean strategy scores than male students.
For this objective, we use a one-way ANOVA to compare mean knowledge across different age groups. The result shows P equals to 0.853, which is more than 0.05, so we fail to reject H null. This means there is no significant difference in mean knowledge between the age groups.
The chi-square test is to compare the difference between gender and estimated time browsing social media. This analysis examines the relationship between gender and estimated daily time spent browsing social media among CS143 students using a chi-square test of independence. Since the p-value is less than the significant level, which is alpha equals to 0.05, so we reject H null, which indicates experience of being a victim of cyberbullying on social media are not independent.
In conclusion, this study examined students' perception and level of knowledge regarding cyberbullying on social media among CDCS 143 students at UiTM Perlis using primary data collected through a questionnaire. Overall, the findings show that students generally have positive perceptions and a relatively high level of knowledge about cyberbullying, as most respondents were able to recognize cyberbullying behaviors and understand their negative consequences. The data were analyzed using SPSS through descriptive analysis, independent t-test, chi-square test, and ANOVA, which produced mixed inferential results. Significant differences were found based on gender and cyberbullying experience, while no significant differences were observed across age groups and semesters. In general, the results indicate that UiTM Perlis students possess adequate knowledge of cyberbullying and are capable of applying this knowledge to handle cyberbullying situations appropriately despite being actively involved in social media platforms.